Hey guys, I have Donnie Boivin here with me. Donnie is a great and awesome guy from Texas, which is the second state after California for me. He's
It's definitely the first state before California, just saying.
oh yeah, of course. History is something else. Yeah, like I love Texas. All my exes don't live in Texas though.
Mine
Uh,
either, but
but it's a great song. And Donnie is an award-winning professional sales trainer. He's a top 200 iTunes podcaster. He's a veteran Marine and the owner of Success Champions. And that's actually how we met. We met on Facebook on Success Champions. It's a great business group on Facebook that he
thanks for that.
manages. And I asked him a quick question. I was a little bit, how would you say, in turmoil with my business. I needed some, and I find it really great to just ask someone a question. I don't know them. If they're cool, they will help me regardless, and they will say, "Hey, yeah, let's jump on a call." It happened with Donnie. He is no bullshit, let's cut to the chase kind of guy. And what I like about you is that you know how to take a problem and break it down to a very small, okay, that's what we need to do, like a one stepper. Let's focus on that. And he really helped me with that. You know how usually in business you think, oh my God, there's a huge monkey on my back. Then you talk to Donnie, and Donnie's like, oh, it's not a huge monkey at all. It's just a little worm. Just eat this specific worm. I did, and it was amazing. So,
Thank you for that.
hey, Donnie, do you think that this breakdown thing is something you got from the Marine Corps or from sales?
No, I think that it's just something I've learned over the years, and I've had the fun of doing a lot of freaking things, man. I've lots of sales careers, Marine Corps, running farms, I've done just a lot of things, and I think, somewhere along the line, I just learned I'm a shortcut guy. I want things to go faster, quicker, and I want them to make sense. And I drive like engineers and those type of people freaking nuts because I'm always like, no, just do it this way. And I think it's I'm a very quick decision maker. So when I sit across from like business owners, what I find with most of them is they're so ingrained and they're so emotionally attached to what they're doing that they forget to take the emotion out of it, and so they can't see it. So I'm just a third party coming into the conversation. So when I step into the conversation, I can usually just see the holes very quickly. I'm like, dude, just stop going that direction. And usually when I say that, this you could see their light bulbs going off of, well, shit, I just could have stopped, and I'm like, just turn it, move, and let's go this way. And I think that comes from fucking a lot of things up in life, breaking a lot of things, and be willing to continue to move forward with this whole thought process of, you might as well try it because it's going to break. Something's going to fail with it. Something's going to screw up. You might as well go into it with the entire mindset of, how can I fail better at this? How can I screw this up better?
I like this.
Right?
How do I feel better at this?
Because people get so wrapped up around this idea of what is failure, I'm going to screw up, how people are going to see me. Man, turn off all that noise and let's get into it and go, all right, we know it's going to break. How do we prepare for that break? How do we, go into this thing going, what can we learn as this thing doesn't work?
It's so true. It's just like in marketing when I tell my people and my customers, you need to know that it will probably won't work and you're going to spend money on it. But if you think that you're going to put money and immediately get ROI and tons of sales, that's not what you need to expect. You need to expect to learn from this. You're going to try something, see if it works or not, and then you know what's the right thing to do. Just like in social media, in advertising, in everything. In you try one message, maybe it doesn't work. So you learn from that. You don't like, oh, God damn it, it didn't work. We failed. Our sales team sucks. No, take this and work with those people. If they're good people, and usually they are, just let them learn from this. So
Yeah, no, what I love about that is the people that go into marketing and they're like, I've got to do this and this has to work, and what they're doing is they're going into marketing. It's like making a decision in a business. You're going into that with an emotional based thought process, right? And emotions don't have a lot of place in business.
no.
Because when you go into it with an emotional, this has got to work, kind of the act of desperation, it's a surefire way to know it's not going to work in your business because you haven't put any logical side to that decision process. And two, you've got to be willing to take a risk. If you can't take risk, get out of being a business owner, because the business owners that find success and get further down the line than anybody else are the ones who are willing to take quick, fast decisions and are willing to really pretty much bet it all to get to that next level. And it's the same thing. You can't ever go into anything going, man, we're going to spend money on this. This has to work. This is our thing. This, because as soon as you do that, the surefire way that the whole thing's going to fall apart.
Yeah, totally. And I always say that, managing like business, life, and marketing is pretty much the same.
Yep.
And I know that I need someone from the outside to bounce ideas from when it comes to manage my life and manage my business. And I'm a marketing and branding guy, and I still ask someone from the outside if that's what I should do. Do you think this messaging works for me when I market my business?
Well, and what's cool about that is every business owner knows what they should do. They know
Right.
the move, right? They know the decision they should make, but sometimes there's comfort in validation, right? There's comfort in sitting across from somebody and hearing somebody else say what you already knew to do.
Right.
And there's comfort in that fact. What I would challenge more and more people to do is go do the thing, right? Go learn by doing whatever that thought process is, and then come back and sit across from somebody and go, okay, this is what we did. This is what didn't work. What do I learn from this moment? There's sometimes a lot more value in coming back and dissecting what that thing is you went through and figuring out, okay, how do we do this better? Right? How do we do this greater? What did we screw up that we shouldn't do again? And let's go again. And that's the final key is let's go again. I mean,
Like I always say it's better to do it than try to make it perfect and then do it.
yes.
I mean, you can wait for the post, or you can wait for this article or the little video that you're doing to be perfect. And no, we'll do it. And I see with a lot of my clients, and I'm like, dude, just post it already. No, post it, learn from it. You'll be better next time and next time.
100%. And Rocky Balboa says this best, and it's in the movie Rocky Balboa. It's one of the later ones. And he's looking, he's talking to his son. He's like, look, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can take a hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Yep.
In a way, I correlate that into business and people who are hemming and hawing about putting their videos, their content, their blogs, their TikToks, their whatever they're putting out in the marketplace is fucking just pull the trigger and do it. Because if it flops, cool, you took a hit. Good, let's do it again, right? Let's try it again. Let's taste it again. Let's do it one more time. And each time, let's get better with it. Because like in this day and age, when you're talking about content in general, people are so hung up on let me go viral. I mean,
Right.
if you go and like Google TikTok right now, all the posts are, how do I go viral on TikTok? Well, cool. You want to know how to go viral on TikTok? Be your authentic self, find a trend, and do you inside of some sort of trend, and then eventually it'll take off. But you
Right.
continue to show up. And that's with everything in life is you got to go take the hits. But what separates, once again, the successful business owner from someone who's not is the person who chooses to go get hit in the first place. Because most people are like, my video's not good, my content's not good, but this, people are going to say this about it. It's, the music's a little, it doesn't matter. Get it out there, take the hits, and then do it again. Do it again, do it again.
Do you have, or do you think there is some kind of a mistake, let's call it, that pretty much everyone across the board are doing or not doing, and in business or in
Yeah,
sales.
I think still, and I'm not a social media guy, so let me clarify that before I say that. But I tell you right now that people in this day and age are not putting out enough video specific content.
Right.
I don't care what their business is, but right now on every platform, they're all asking for more video content.
Right.
And the reason being is Netflix changed the world and YouTube changed the world where people can consume whatever they want whenever they want. And I don't have any stats behind this, but I've been told that book sales over time have actually decreased because more people are consuming video and audible content. I mean, so I ask a lot of people, I'm like, what's the last book you read? And it's very telling that more people were like, I can tell you a couple of books I listen to, or I can tell you a couple of podcasts I listen to, or a couple of videos so people are consuming content in different ways. So I don't care if you're B2C, B2B, whatever your marketplace is, video educate an audience in what you do. And that video education is the absolute game changer that your competition in a marketplace. I don't believe in competition, by the way.
What do you mean?
Well,
competition is good.
Well, here's what I mean about competition. People are going to buy from the people they trust the most.
Right.
Right. I may not be that guy that gets that trust. Right. Somebody else may establish it, get further in. Good on them. If they get that deal and I don't, fucking groovy. Right. For me, I want to work with people that want to work with me. I'm not going to go fight for it. Right. I'm going to go establish much trust, get very deep into them. And dude, if somebody else gets the deal, fucking groovy. They got to a different level of trust than I got. And if I always go into the marketplace that way, if I always show up like, look, I'm going to give you me. If this works out, you and I end up working together, perfect. If it doesn't, perfect. I hope you get what you want down the line, because there's too much business in this marketplace to worry about what somebody else is doing.
There's tons of business out there, and that's why, and it totally correlates with what I'm always saying. You do business with people.
Yes.
B2B, B2C, whatever it is, it's about people. If I have a client that I see that there's no chemistry as human beings, he wants me to do A, but that's not me, I will call them, and that's a thing that I do. Listen, I think we shouldn't work together.
Yeah.
It's like, it won't help anyone. It will just spend, time and money, because and when it does work, it's amazing long relationship, and you can see businesses, everyone are getting the benefit of working good with other people.
Yeah, what people don't understand is your clients are a representation of your brand. So if you don't align your clients with your brand, you've got the wrong people telling your story. Advertising is what you say you do. Branding is what everybody else says you do, right?
Right.
So if you don't qualify the right clients to work with and get very selective about choosing who you're going to work with, you're going to have bad businesses out there saying they're working with you, and that absolutely destroys the brand.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything
So
has to be aligned. Otherwise,
100%. And it's so funny is, I grew up in the sales world, and I always tell people, you got to sell to disqualify somebody. When you sit across from somebody and you have a conversation, the biggest thing you've got to do is immediately try and disqualify that person to be a good fit for your business. And for two reasons. One, you need to protect your brand. Two, when you go to disqualify that person, if they're the right fit, they're going to fight for it. They're going to fight to come work with you, because they're going to see a whole different perspective. And it's about showing up in that moment going, dude, how do I know that I bring everything that my company can bring to the table, that you're going to bring everything you get to the table, so we can get to the end results? Because I don't believe a deal is ever closed until that company has gotten what I've said they're going to get, and they're willing to open doors to other people for me. and make introductions because we've delivered. And that's how you ultimately build and scale a badass business, is when you're so dependent on making sure they get what you said they were going to get so well, they want to tell 10, 15 other people about how awesome you were. But people are so hung up that I've got to close every deal in front of me, because that's what the gurus of the day have always said. You got to close, 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 always be closing in that bullshit, that you get transactional business. And when you have transactional business, you start losing a lot of business, because the next salesperson is going to come along, the next company is going to come along, and they're just going to take that deal because it's just a transaction. And you got to take that whole out of it. You know,
I'm a huge believer in closing and all that, but first you need to know if you should really actually close it. Maybe it's just don't do that. And I make sure to make my clients' problems mine.
Right. Smart.
And when I do that, when I go to sleep thinking about how can I solve this issue, how can I create a better brand for them, and then I wake up in the morning and, hey, dude, you know, we should do ABC, and they're like, let's try it, because they trust me, because they know that that's how involved I am. I'm just from the outside. So,
and you know, I want people to understand that, because as consultants, that's what you're paying for. You're not paying for somebody that you can bully around, push around, anything else. You're paying for somebody to come in and say, dude, I've got an idea. Let's try and go this direction and see what we can learn from screwing it up.
So true. I always say, when you're in the bottle, you can't see the label from the outside.
Well said. I like that. I'm going to borrow that somewhere.
Yeah, sure. Because, you know, that's why we want and have to stay outsiders to the business, because our perspective of the business and the freshness of our ideas and insights is exactly like you said. Hey, I think we can solve this problem, or we can reach this goal by doing X, Y, Z. Let's do it.
Yep.
If you're a good manager or a good business owner, you will probably tell me, let's rock and roll. If not, you will be, there's always excuses not to do something, but you always need to focus on the reasons why you should do it.
Yes. You know, and the only caveat that I'll put into that thought process, and I agree with you, is it's still your business at the end of the day, right? So you need to defend what you're moving forward. A consultant is not paid because they're right 100% of the time.
Right.
Right. We're going on assumptions that we believe to be true, that we believe are going to work for your business. And there's a good chance that the ideas aren't going to work. There's also a good chance that they could, right? But it's the ability to as a business owner, to see the vision of where you want to get your company to. And for me, a vision is something that impacts the world that others want to be a part of, right? That's the definition of a vision for me.
Nice.
So if you have that vision and you're working with a coach, consultant, anything else, then it's the ability to see, how does that decision align with my vision so I can move forward and do things in life? And if that decision, that direction doesn't align with my vision, I can go back and now tell a consultant, a coach, somebody else, this is exactly how it doesn't line up. And you maintain control and integrity of your business as it moves forward.
Nice.
The problem people most often run into is they don't know the vision of their business. They're like, I just need to make a lot of money, or, you know, I just want to sell a lot of stuff. And, you know, I want to be number one in the industry. There's no vision to it that other people can buy into. And I'll always go back to on vision. It's, you know, Martin Luther King came out and said, I have a dream. And as soon as he did that, he instantly moved a nation. Steve Jobs came out and said, I want to build a computer for us. And when he did that, he immediately qualified, you know, a good portion of the population said, he's finally doing something for me. I want to be a part of that. That's the portion of having this awesome vision. And once you have that alignment, getting decisions of how you move the business forward and what you're doing with it and how you want to proceed makes life so much easier, because now you have the courage to say, you know, I'm not fully sure that that's going to work, but it aligns with what we're trying to do. Let's get it done. Right. Because now you're going into it to figure things out and break things. It's a cool way to run a business.
That's, I think it's a great way to finish this. It's so insightful, and I think at the end you just step on it. That's
Yep.
exactly how people need to think. And I always at the end I ask if there's one thing you want people to take out of this, and I think it's that what you
Yeah.
said about vision and how create it, understand your vision, and make it a management tool. I love
Absolutely.
it. I love it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, but
So
go
yeah,
ahead. No, the other thing that I will tell business owners in this day and age is you've got to be going big and loud. And what I mean by big and loud is your quote unquote competition that you see in the marketplace. They're not showing up on video. They're not showing up in social media. They're not showing up with the intent of building people who are going to champion their brand and the champion their business. There's a reason I called my business success champions is I believe that success in business ultimately comes when you have an aligned vision and you have other people that see your vision and they want to grow your business for you. So if you focus very much on getting people to the end results so that they can open doors for you, you're going to be amazed how quicker your business is to scale when other people are really focused on telling people how awesome your business is, what it does, and they start building your business for you. That's the idea behind Success Champions.
that's awesome. And I gotta say that, I know that it works. You work, you can do it, you can move things, you can change perceptions, and I fucking love it. And it was really awesome talking to you today. And we will talk soon. I know that.
Awesome, brother. I appreciate you having me on. This is a lot of fun. Hey, quick gift for all your listeners.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I struggled with in my business was work-life balance.
Yep.
When I get home around the family, I would still be thinking about the business. So I really have been working on that a lot in my life. So what we did is we actually put together a small little workbook completely free. But if
Awesome.
they will send a text to 817-318-6030 and they just send the word success, I'll send them back a free workbook on how to find work-life balance in their life. My free gift to all your listeners.
That's great. Can you say this number again?
Yep, 817-318-6030, and they send the word success. Just text that off to us, and we'll send that over to you.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, Donnie.
Absolutely. And guys, do me one last favor for Dino and really help him out. If you got any value out of this episode whatsoever and you got some golden nuggets out of it, do me a favor. Make sure you like and subscribe to his channel and literally share it out. Tell a couple of people about his show and the things he's doing. It means everything for him in business. And that's how these things grow, is by bringing other people that are just like you watching this and helping them get value out of it. So comment below and show them some love, guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Donnie.
Absolutely, brother. Thanks for having me on. All right.
Bye.